Hello everybody, Cern the Dog here, and welcome back to Season 2 of the Slumber Games. Yes, that's right, it's time for Season 2, which is Season 1, but with a 1 added to it. So you might be wondering, what's different about the season of the Slumber Games? Well, as you might notice, our arena got a little revamp, and it can now hold 60 players. That's 12 more than last time. Also, we've got a brand new allies feature, which means people on the same district are actually allies, such as the wonderful Chris and Scav4 couple. Another thing is, we have a bunch of new players, so if you're wondering what's going on here, make sure to read the frequently asked questions in the pinned messages of the Hunger Games channel. And if you're still confused, and if you don't feel like reading it, basically this is a website, and it'll make these 60 contestants right here fight to the death, and the winner gets a special item, which I will reveal what that is at the end, because I got mad at Flower for leaking it early, so hopefully not everyone knows it yet. Anyways, our contestants are District 1, Flower, and Daya Elna. I'm not gonna say that every time, I just wanted to let you guys know that this person is an L. District 2, Dyson and Novus. District 3, Batbox and Prada. District 4, Moonlight and Ash. District 5, Noid and Bird Science. District 6, Nub and me. District 7, Vibin and Ostel. District 8, Chris and Scav4, the couple. District 9, Grim and Jol. And also, if you never watched this before, just for lore context, these two are canonically a couple. Don't ask how that happened. District 10, Scroomy and Hero. District 11, Kuvi and Leamster. District 12, This Guy and Fanov. I could probably try pronouncing his name, but I'm not bothered, and the this guy thing is funny apparently. Also, the previous this guy is gone, so like rest in peace, I no longer have to pronounce their name. District 13, Tom and Crooks. District 14, Cones and Monk. District 15, Carlander and Logan ISL. Once again, this person's name is Lol or Lolson, however you pronounce it. I just wanted to say Logan ISL because the funny. District 16, Barnacle and Bread Enjoyer. District 17, Iron and The Enlightened. What's a shorter way of saying? I'll just call this guy Light, because why not? Hope that doesn't make them mad. District 18, Sun and Murdied. I don't know, I'll just call him Mur. District 19, Feral and Fishy. District 20, Flame and Virtue. District 21, Hanny and Ghost. District 22, End Survivor and End Monk. I don't know what the End stands for, and to be honest, I don't want to know. District 23, Survivor and Monk. District 24, Hunter and Artificer. District 25, Gourmand and Rivulet. District 26, Spearmaster and Saint. District 27, Nightcat and Enoch. District 28, Anime Survivor and Anime Monk. For the first time, they are back from Season 2. And if you want to know their lore, don't ask what they did in Season 2. In Episode 2, you don't want to know what they did. District 29, Engineer Cat and 3D Cat. And District 30, Sook Cat and Hat. And the final contestant, Gun Cat. Also, you might notice, or you might not notice, there's actually some classical music playing in the background. Shout out to whoever recommended me to play that in the Hunger Games channel. I hope it's not too loud or too quiet, and that it doesn't disrupt my female commentary, which is another reference you wouldn't get unless you already watched the series. Anyways, let's proceed to the bloodbath. As the tributes wake up in their shelter, the horn sounds. Barnacle Boy took a pair of cherry bombs. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna check I'm recording. Okay, I am recording, that's good. Barnacle Boy took a pair of cherry bombs. Oslo runs away from the cornucopia. Rivulet couldn't see the dropwig, but Gorman saved her. Actually, wait, no, it's wrong, never mind. Crooks flashbangs Ghost and tries to kill him, but Ghost escapes. Cones stabs Fishy. Why are they together? Stabs Fishy and Virtue? Or just Fishy? I think this wasn't intended. Well, I think actually, whose profile picture is this? Who has the little big pen? That's Virtue. So I think it was supposed to only be one of them. Okay, that's a glitch, but that's what happens when there's a new season. There's gonna be glitches. Just look at the profile picture and pretend you know what that guy is. Cone stabs not Fishy but Virtue while his back is turned. Vibin runs away from the cornucopia. Feral couldn't see the dropwig, but Monk saved her. Myrrh runs away from the cornucopia. Leamster finds a canteen full of water. Survivor runs away from the cornucopia. End Survivor runs away from the cornucopia. Vanov runs away from the cornucopia. 3D Cat runs away from the cornucopia. Guncat finds a grenade. Flame runs away from the cornucopia. Diana runs away from the cornucopia. I'm trying not to say Dia Elna. It's really hard because this person is an L, but I'm going to try to. Flower runs away from the cornucopia. Spearmaster catches Iron off guard and kills him. Prada runs away from the cornucopia. Kuvi finds a canteen full of water. Scav4 pops some popcorn plants. Silk Cat and Hat runs away from the cornucopia. Batbox stays in the arena for resources. Moonlight runs away from the cornucopia. Scroomy scares Cern the dog with a vulture mask. Hero runs away from the cornucopia. Monk finds a canteen full of water. Artificer is teasing Wormgrass. Fishy runs away from the cornucopia. Grimbear tries to fit a vulture mask. Light sips from the rain drainage. Chris runs away from the cornucopia. Hanny grabs the centipede shield. Saint has his moment of touching grass. Noid scares Ash with a vulture mask. Bird Science runs away from the cornucopia. Nub runs away from the cornucopia. And Monk runs away from the cornucopia. Jaw almost falls in void, but Amunk catches him. Sun tries to fit off vulture mask. A Survivor runs away from the cornucopia. Novus watches the situation from above while hanging on grappling worm. Nightcat runs away from the cornucopia. Brad Enjoyer has his moment of touching grass. Enoch escaped from Orange Lizard Gang without dying. This guy runs away from the cornucopia. Logan ISL runs away from the cornucopia. Oh wait, I said I wasn't going to call this guy Logan ISL. Whatever. No, he's not going to mind, right? He's not going to get mad at me in Premiere Chat. That wouldn't happen. Engineer Cat was grabbed by a pole plant, but Carlander managed to save him. Tom runs away from the cornucopia. Hunter runs away from the cornucopia. And Dyson runs away from the cornucopia. So yes, because there are 60 players, I also have to do way more reading. And was there like a single death? I don't think there was a single death. Don't worry, I won't do what I did last time. Okay. Day 1. Cones is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Spearmaster sprains his ankle while running away from Light. Novus sprains his ankle while running away from Bread Enjoyer. Cern the dog constructs a shack. End Survivor convinces Jolt to not kill him, only to kill him instead. Ooh. I don't know what the N stands for, but it's definitely not nice. Saint runs away from Amunk. Flame was unable to convince Scroomy to not kill him. Shame on you. Take some inspiration from this guy right here. Grimbear travels to higher grounds. Crux thinks about home. Fishy was grabbed by Purple Lizard, but Chris managed to save him. Guncat receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. It's this again. Let's just pretend this never happened, okay? We don't. Like, this is a thing of the past, Flower. Get some originality. We already have Chris and Scav 4. We don't need more of your funny shenanigans. Rivulet thinks about home. Barnacle Boy goes hunting. Leamster searches for firewood. Diana is unable to convince Sun to not kill her. Ostel severely injures Noid but puts him out of his misery. Also, Diana's dead. That's good. I no longer have to resist the urge to say Dia Elna. Moonlight is teasing Wormgrass. Ghost sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Bird Science collects fruit from a tree. Batbox hopped on Rain Escape. Logan ISL receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Also, I'm actually sorry to this guy, but I'm probably gonna call you Logan ISL because, I don't know, blame Nub. He called you Logan ISL, and now whenever I see you, I call you Logan ISL. So yeah, blame Nub. This isn't my fault, okay? It wasn't my idea. Tom receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Artificer hunts for other tributes. Farrell couldn't. This is the good one. Farrell couldn't see the Dropwig, but Survivor saved her. Nightcast scares Fanov off. Okay. Flower flashbangs this guy and tries to kill them, but this guy escapes. Hunter was grabbed by a pole plant, but Nubcat managed to save him. 3D Cat receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Monk thinks about home. Not Nice Monk helped on Rain Escape. Ina receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Prada practices his aim. Hero runs away from Kuvi. And Anime Survivor goes hunting. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Car injures himself. Vibin receives fresh fruit from an unknown sponsor. Mur explores the arena. Gormont couldn't see the Dropwig, but Slugcat and Hat saved him. Scav 4, Engineer Cat, Dyson, and Monk won a battle against Orange Lizard Gang and survived. Okay, so 6 people dead. Of both Fishy and Virtue. Wait, what? Why is it both of them? Huh? Here it's just... Wait, that's not even their teammate. We have Virtue, and then we have Fishy, which is... Where's Fishy? Yeah, where's Fishy? Oh, Fishy's here. So why is their name together? What? How does that work? Why is their name together? Iron, Jolt, Flame, Diana, and Noid. Okay, we see everyone's status. I'm not gonna do the thing where I say one dead, and so on, because there's 30 district this time instead of 12. So I'm not gonna go like just through all of them. That would be kind of pointless. I'll just say this district, there's one dead. Here, there's one dead. Actually, I am just doing what I said I wouldn't do. Okay, I'm not gonna do it, okay? I don't... So yeah, Not Nice Survivor has 1 kill. Sun has 1 kill. I think that's the other died from natural causes or something. Okay, let's proceed. Night 1. Rivulet screams for help. Fanoff destroys Monk's supplies while he is asleep. Ash is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Ghost gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Tom destroys Barnacle Boy's supplies while he is asleep. Hero starts a fire. Ostel receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Fishy receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Mer cooks her food before putting her fire out. Nova stays awake all night. Sun attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Grimber sets up a camp for the night. Not Nice Survivor passes out from exhaustion. 3D Cat gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming and dies. Engineer Cat passes out from exhaustion. Vibin receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Spearmaster receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Chris attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Stop. Kuvi loses sight of where he is. Slugcat and Hat receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Prada stays awake all night. Gourmand receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Dyson defeats Batbox in a fight but spares his life. Crooks quietly homes. Carlander tries to sing himself to sleep. Bread Enjoyer thinks about home. Guncat goes to sleep. Just stop. Stop, okay? We don't need 2 in one day. Nubcat begs for Scav4 to kill him. She refuses, keeping Nubcat alive. Oh yeah, also Scav4 is trans, in case anybody was wondering. If there's any like LGBT supporters in the chat, Scav4 is out there to support you in the Slunger games. So if anyone here is on Team Trans, say hashtag Scav4 for the win in the chat. Because Scav4 is out here representing the LGBT community in the Slunger games. So Artificer tends to her wounds. Light tries to treat his infection. Flower scares Feral with a vulture mask. Leamster attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Nightcast screams for help. This guy tries to treat his infection. Saint quietly hums. Monk uses a flashbang to distract Ammonk and escapes. Not Nice Monk destroys Anime Survivor's supplies while he is sleeping. Scroomy destroys Logan ISL's supplies while he is asleep. Moonlight receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Bird Science questions his sanity. Hunter tries to sing himself to sleep and Survivor goes to sleep. Okay, day 2. Chris is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Grimberg gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Prada tries to spear fish with a spear. It no longer says spear in all caps. So that means Flower changed the spear being in all caps, but they didn't change couldn't. Truly one of the Flower moments of all time. Ostel was grabbed by a pole plant but Leamster managed to save him. Artificer gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Among searches for a water source. Ghost... just ignore that one. Feral questions her sanity. Tom tries to sleep through the entire day. This guy searches for firewood. Kuvi successfully tamed Hungry Lizard. Screamy constructs a hideout. Rivulet receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Light overhears Carlander and Moonlight talking in the distance. Barnacle Boy attacks Cones, but he manages to escape. Vibrant practices his aim. Not Nice Monk is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Fishy exclamation mark brings Guncat to him to say hello. Guncat almost kills him after. Survivor attacks Hanny, but he manages to escape. Crux, Spearmaster, Ina, and Monk raid Logan ISL's shelter while he is hunting. Novus tries to spear fish with a trident. That's a new one. That's a Minecraft reference right there. Anoff scares Slugcat with a vulture mask. Scav4 is high on mushrooms. Nubcat picks flowers. Engineer Cat is high on mushrooms. Hunter overhears Asher Simon and Bird Science talking in the distance. Nightcat abuses commands for Science. Saint almost kills him after. Mer camouflages herself in the bushes. Sorry. Batbox makes a wooden spear. Gourmand hunts for other tributes. A Survivor receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Monk constructs a shack. Sun was grabbed by Purple Lizard, but Not Nice Survivor managed to save him. Hero makes a wooden spear. Cern the dog discovers a river. Bread Enjoyer is picked by thorns while picking berries. And Dyson hunts for other tributes. Only one dead. Tree decap. I'm gonna have to do a lot of reading, which is not cool. So here's the things. Once again, I'm not gonna read all of them out loud because it would be pointless. One thing I did notice though is Ostel has one kill, which is potentially setting up an Ostel redemption arc, which I know everyone is a big fan of. Oh hey, fan of, just like the Hunger Games player. Okay, Batbox stabs Tom with a tree branch. Speaking of Fanov, we're not going to speak of Fanov because we're going to ignore this one. Moonlight is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. This guy questions his sanity. Grimber looks at the night sky. Engineer Cat tries to treat his infection. Gourmand destroys Ostel's supplies while he is asleep. Hanny begs for a survivor to kill him. He refuses, keeping Hanny alive. Dyson tracks down and kills Crux. Logan ISL cooks his food before putting his fire out. Monk tries to treat his infection. Sukan and Hack climbs a tree to rest. Amunk sees a fire but stays hidden. Vibin is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Sun looks at the night sky. Sun looks at the night sky. Carlander defeats Nova in a fight but spares his life. Ghost receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Barnacle Boy thinks about home. Novus attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Rivula is awoken by nightmares. Hero gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Guncat begs for Kuvi to kill him. He refuses, keeping Guncat alive. Enoch gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Not Nice Monk attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Nightcat tries to treat his infection. Scaff4 fends Fishy, Spearmaster, and Saint away from her fire. Chris screams for help, possibly for help in saving Scaff4 from the Dees tree. Survivor screams for help. Lamester receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Light begs for Prada to kill him. He refuses, keeping Light alive. Farrell tends to her wounds. Bread Enjoyer sees a fire but stays hidden. Ash tries to sing himself to sleep. Artificer almost falls in void but Myrrh catches them. Monk screams for help. Cone screams for help. Not Nice Survivor tends to her wounds. And Scroomy fends Flower Hunter and Burn Science away from his fire. Once again, I don't think there's any deaths, which isn't that good. Nightcat got a mushroom overdose. Engineer Cat, Slow Cannon Hat, Bird Science, and Anime Monk won a battle against Orange Lizard Gang and survived. Panov discovers a cave, not a cake. Cern the Dog got sponsored by Mr. Beast. Enoch defeats Ash in the fight but spares his life. Scaff4 swims in the lake. Not Nice Survivor travels to higher ground. Bread Enjoyer hunts for her tributes. Barnacle Boy is high on mushrooms. Gunk Cat questions his sanity. Chris travels to higher ground. Fishy was grabbed by a pole plant, but Spearmaster managed to save him. Vibin attacks Rivulet, but she manages to escape. This guy makes a wooden spear. Monk sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Ghost couldn't see the dropwick, but Sun saved them. Saint is teasing Wormgrass. Hanny overhears Logan ISL and Survivor talking in the distance. Scroomy camouflages himself in the bushes. Not Nice Monk receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Kuvi injures himself. Gorman chases Farrell. Oslo almost falls in void, but Nope catches him. Light sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Monk receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. A Survivor, Prada, Lamester, and Moonlight raid Grimber's shelter while he is hunting. Hunter makes a wooden spear. Myrrh asks Cones for food, but he doesn't give any. Novus overhears Artificer and Batbox talking in the distance. Carlander successfully paid the scavenger veil. Dyson is high on mushrooms. Hero picks flowers, and Flower is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Oh, actually 3 deaths. Tom, Crux, and Knight, which I think there means there's 10 deaths now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yes, 10 kills. Or deaths. Not all of them were killed. Night 3. This guy gets dragged down in deep bow leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Ghost couldn't see the dropwick, but Spearmaster saved him. Farrell tries to sing himself to sleep. Dyson cries himself to sleep. Hunter receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Sun looks at the night sky. Survivor defeats Sokan and Hat in a fight but spares his life. Panov is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Ash sleeps in shelter. Lamester tries to treat his infection. Fishy sleeps in shelter. Nub receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Vibin couldn't place grenade gently on floor. Kuvi defeats Engineer Cat in a fight but spares his life. Scaff4 is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Amunk passes out from exhaustion. Enoch thinks about winning. Artificer X... not that one. Flower screams for help. Light couldn't see the droppick, but Gorman saved him. Saint sets up camp for the night. Barnacle Boy looks at the night sky. Not Nice Survivor defeats Rivula in the fight, but spares her life. That is nice. That's against your personality. You're supposed to be the not nice survivor. Scroomy almost falls in void, but Guncat catches them. Carlander thinks about winning. Monk stays awake all night. Batbox receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Moon Knight falls into a pit and dies. Logan ISL almost falls in void, but Chris catches them. Monk attempts to start a fire, but is unsuccessful. Anime Survivor tries to sing himself to sleep. Bird Sign starts a fire. Cern the dog is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Grimber uses a flashbang to distract Hostile and escapes. Novus climbs a tree to rest. Prada starts a fire. Not Nice Monk gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Hanny sleeps in shelter, and Cones receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Day 4. Batbox receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Screaming gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Red Enjoyer swims in the lake. Anime Survivor screams out loud. Survivor diverts Ghost's attention and runs away. Grimber, Son, Scaff4, and Engineer Cat raid Chris's shelter while he is hunting. Cern Dog receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Monk flashbangs Silkhat and Hat and tries to kill them, but Silkhat and Hat escapes. Flower throws explosive spear and Novus. Explosive range kills Fanoff 2. Nubcat severely injures Carolander, leaves him to die. Rivulet successfully tamed Hungry Lizard. Among stalks Guncat. Light constructs a hideout. Hanny tries to sleep through the entire day. Fishy is high on mushrooms. Ash injures himself. Gourmand hopped on rain escape. Hunter searches for a water source. Cones tries to spear fish with a spear. Monk searches for a water source. Hero is teasing Wormcrass. Artificer scares Enoch with a vulture mask. Dyson pinged everyone. Not Nice Survivor used a flashbang to distract Murrah and escape. Kuvi goes hunting. Feral makes a wooden spear. Hostile searches for a water source. Not Nice Monk repeatedly stabs Spearmaster to death with spear. Not a spear, with spear. So obviously spear is an entity we're talking about. And Not Nice Monk, in a not nice way, killed Spearmaster with spear. Saint travels to higher ground. Bird Science is teasing Wormgrass. This guy goes hunting. Brada scares Logan ISL off. Barnacle Boy receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. And Leamster practices his aim. Ooh, arena event. The event that turns pitch black and nobody can see a thing. No, not the black event. Ghost survives. Survivor survives. Oh, really? Dyson trips off a rock and falls off a cliff. That's a really Dyson thing to do. Grimber survives. Monk survives. Monk survives. Artificer survives. Scaff4, Saint, Cern the dog survives. Mirror finds and kills Hero because he was making too much noise. Obviously he was. Not Nice Monk survives. Batbox finds and kills Anime Survivor who's making too much noise. What sort of a noise? If you watched episode 2, you know what I mean. Not Nice Survivor survives. Engineer Cat trips off a rock and falls off a cliff. Fishy accidentally makes contact with spiny, lethal plant life. Hostile does the same thing. Guess no redemption arc again. Flower survives, while fighting Amok and Cones lose their balance, roll down the jagged hillside, and die. Okay, so both the anime brothers are dead. That's good. It means we'll get no action later on in the episode. Prada finds and kills Leamster, who was making too much noise. While fighting, Sun and Silkhat and Hat lose their balance, roll down the jagged hillside, and die. Logan ISL survives. Chris and Guncat survive. Hunter accidentally makes contact with spiny lethal plant life. Nubcat, Gourmand, this guy, Feral, and Rivulet survives. Barnacle Boy trips on a rock and falls off a cliff. There's a lot of deaths right now. Kuvi finds and kills Bread Enjoyer, who was making too much noise. I mean, the bread is good, okay? Scroomy, Hanny, Enoch, and Bird Science survives, and Ash flails his weapon around, accidentally killing Light. Ash, you gotta be more careful, okay? So a lot of deaths. A lot of deaths. You have Bibin, Moonlight, Novus, Vanoff, Carlander, Spearmaster, Dyson, Hero, Anime Survivor, Engineer Cat, Fishy, Hostile, Amok, Cones, Leamster, Sun, Silkhat and Hat, Hunter, Barnacle Boy, Bread Enjoyer, and Light. I'm not gonna lie, I may or may not have not checked the death options before starting, so I actually don't know whether it's set to low or high. I just hope it's like something that's not gonna take too short, but also something that's not gonna take an hour, because it's 8:13 right now and it's supposed to be done by 8:30. It's obviously not gonna be done on time, but I'm hoping it's gonna be close. So Flower 2 kills, Dyson 1 kill but dead, Batbox 2, Prada 1, Ash 1, Nub 1, Hostile 1, Scroomy 1, Kuvi 1, Full district dead. Full district dead. 1-1. Full district dead. 1-1 because the not nice brothers, they both have one. Full district dead. Full district dead. Okay. I'm glad this is dead. We wouldn't want anything bad happening later on. But we already got to listen to a survivor's noise, which was unfortunate. Night 5. Grimber cries himself to sleep. Nub cooks his food before putting his fire out. Chris stays awake all night. Hanny climbs a tree to rest. Artificer cooks her food before putting her fire out. Monk cries himself to sleep. Gourmand questions his sanity. Guncat receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Ash sleeps in shelter. Scroomy tends to his wounds. Braddock gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Saint goes to sleep. Farrell thinks about home. Survivor begs for Rivulet to kill him. If he refuses, keeping Survivor alive. Maris screams for help. Kuvi flashbangs Cern the dog and tries to kill them, but Cern the dog escapes. Batbox starts a fire. Logan ISL begs for Scav 4 to kill him. She refuses, keeping Logan ISL alive. Monk is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Same with this guy. Ghost tries to sing himself to sleep. Flower stays awake all night. Bird signs flashbangs Enoch and tries to kill him, but Enoch escapes. Not Nice Survivor gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. And Not Nice Monk sets up camp for the night. Okay, on to day 5. Monk ate poisoned fruit and died. This guy successfully paid the scavenger bill. Scab 4 couldn't see the droplet, but Prada saved her. Ghost was grabbed by Purple Lizard, but Monk managed to save him. Batbox attacks Snub, but he managed to escape. Mur tries to sleep through the entire day. Not Nice Survivor severely injures Logan ISL, but injures him out of his... What? I'm not gonna try to understand this one, but what I think has happened is Not Nice Survivor, being Not Nice, killed Logan ISL, which severely damaged the JTO YouTuber community. Rest in peace, Logan ISL, guys. Not Nice Survivor, how could you be so not nice? Survivor injures himself. Chris injures himself. Grimber picks flowers. Farrell, Ash, Kuvi, and Hanny won a battle against Orange Lizard Gang and survived. Scroomy overhears Saint and Bird talking in the distance. Rivulet flashbangs Guncat and tries to kill them, but Guncat escapes. Artificer injures himself. Flower sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Certain Dog tries to spear Fish with a spear in lowercase, and Not Nice Monk tries to sleep through the entire day. So only 2 deaths, Monk and Logan ISL, rest in peace. He will never get to experience the launch of the 4 Guardians. Isn't that just so sad? So here's everyone's status. I'm not going to read it out because I just did. Okay. Night 5. Nob receives fresh fruit from an unknown sponsor. Batbox questions his sanity. Kuvi receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Chris uses a flashbang to distract Cern the dog and escapes. Enoch quietly hums. Farrell defeats Grimber in a fight but spares his life. Flower scares Bird Science with a vulture mask. Not Nice Monk scares Saint with a vulture mask. Rivulet sees a fire but stays hidden. Survivor and Ash run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Guncat cooks his food before putting his fire out. Hanny goes to sleep. Not that one, not that one. Scav 4 receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Mur receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Monk is awoken by nightmares. Scroomy receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Prada tries to treat his infection. Not Nice Survivor falls into a pit and dies. Not Nice Survivor met a not nice end. This guy sees a fire but stays hidden, and Artificer is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Okay. Day 6. Chris overpowers this guy, killing him. No, this guy is dead. Hanny attacks Prada, but he manages to escape. Guncow was grabbed by a pole plant, but Nub managed to save him. Scroomy picks flowers. Grimbear explores the arena. Kuvi discovers a cave. Flower uses a flashbang to distract Not Nice's monks and escape. Flower, that wasn't nice. Batbox swims in a lake. Monk escaped from Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Artificer thinks about home. Bird Science receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Saint collects fruit from a tree. Ash sprains his ankle while running away from Cern the dog. Survivor is high on mushrooms. Farrell is high on mushrooms. Mur bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Scav 4 is picked by beehive bees while picking berries. Rivulet collects fruit from a tree. Ghost sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Gourmand attacks Enoch but he manages to escape. 3 deaths. Not Nice Survivor, who met his end in a not nice way. This guy, and Myrrh. So, here's everyone's stats. Quite a lot of deaths now. How much remaining? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. You have less than half. Wait. More than half are dead now, which means it is time for the water break. If it's your first time watching, this is the part where I drink water and then almost choke on water because I'm bad at drinking water. So here's me opening the bottle, and this is the part where I drink the water. Remember to stay hydrated while watching the Slumber Games. You wouldn't want to pass out from thirst, just as Scav 4 did in episode 2. And unlike last episode, this time I actually have a full bottle, so I'm not gonna be dying from thirst, just like Scav 4 did in episode 2. Look at all these references you're not gonna get unless you watch the previous Look at Games episodes, something you should totally do if you didn't already, because they are very cool. Almost as cool as this one, though this one is probably the coolest because it's season 2. Night 6. Scav 4 stays awake all night. Feral sets up camp for the night. Ghost climbs a tree to rest. Artificer receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Batbox thinks about winning. Survivor screams for help. Oh yeah, Batbox thinks about winning reminds me of the fact that, as I already mentioned, there's a special prize for the winner that I am going to reveal at the end of the episode. And no, it's not the Gorman skin that Batbox already leaked. Nubcat tries to treat his infection. Chris cooks his food before putting his fire out. Gormand and Hanny run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Hoovy climbs a tree to rest. Bird Science uses a flashbang to distract Monk and escapes. Prada screams for help. Ash thinks about home. Flower tends to his wounds. Enoch receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Guncat cries himself to sleep. Not Nice Monk flashbangs Saint and tries to kill them, but Saint escapes. Krumi screams for help. Reveal it loses sight of where she is. Grimber attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful, and I sing my... Wait, Cernadog tries to sing herself to sleep. Oh yeah, I'm female, I forgot. Remember guys, amazing female commentary right here. I almost forgot. How could I? Hanny sprains his ankle while running away from Kuvi. Survivor couldn't see the droplet, but Bird Sign saved him. Ash abuses commands for Chris. Chris almost kills him after. That's good. Ash keeps doing these wacky things. I think Ash deserves to die, honestly. Scroomy successfully tamed the hungry lizard. Saint successfully tamed the hungry lizard. Feral pinged everyone, something I might do after this video, who knows. Nubcat stabs Not Nice Monk with a tree branch. Monk tends to Ghost's wounds. Reveal it flashbangs Enoch and tries to kill them, but Enoch escapes. Gormand fishes. Prada dies from thirst. Artificer explores the arena. Cernadog tries to spearfish with a trident. Flowers high on mushrooms. Batbox hopped on rain escape. Guncat gets dragged down in deep well, which is while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Grimbear receives clean water from an unknown sponsor, and Scav4 constructs a hideout. Okay, 2 dead. Not Nice Monk, so both Not Nice brothers are dead now, and Prada. So here are the stats. I think that means there are 22 left now. Don't think there's anyone in the lead when it comes to kills. Because there's this much players, I think it's harder to get a lot of kills. I think the most someone has is 2. So you have Flower, Batbox, Nub. Does anyone else have 2? And Not Nice Survivor. Of course he has 2. He's not nice. Night 7. Survivor stays awake all night. Kuvi questions his sanity. Grimber screams for help. Let's ignore that one. Also, what's he doing with that gun? Gormand overpowers Cern the dog, killing her. No! I got killed by the fat cat. Hanny scares Chris with a vulture mask. Artificer is awoken by nightmares. Flower goes to sleep. Asher Simon passes out from exhaustion. Reveal it gets dragged down in deep leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Ghost quietly hums. Monk passes out from exhaustion. Feral is unable to start a fire but sleeps without warmth. Bird Science receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Enoch and Saint run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Scroomy defeats Batbox in a fight but spares his life, and Scav4 unknowingly eats toxic berries. Rest in peace, Scav4. Flower is pricked by beehive bees while picking. Also, can I just say, why does Scav4 keep dying from natural causes? Like, first, They died from thirst, then they died from eating because they ate the wrong stuff. What are they gonna do next? They died because they didn't sleep for 10 days. Flower is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Grimber asks Feral for food, but she doesn't give any. Batbox is high on mushrooms. Scroomy goes hunting. Chris got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Mr. Beast gave him some trauma money to deal with Scav 4's death. Saint discovers a river. Enoch thinks about home. Nubcat pushes Survivor in wormgrass and it eats him. Guncat is pricked by turns while picking berries. Ghost waters bubble fruit. Rivulet sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Ash hopped on rain escape. Artificer sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Monk flashbangs Hanny and tries to kill them but Hanny escapes. Bird Science uses a flashbang to distract Kuvi and escapes. And Gormon receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Tree dead. Cern the dog, rest in peace. Your female commentary was amazing. Scav 4, also rest in peace. I hope Chris can deal with your death in a fine way. And also, can you finally learn how to eat and drink properly? And Survivor, nobody really cares about you. So 22 minus 3, I think there's 19 left now. Nob with 3 kills. You already got the most kills last time. Can you calm down? Except for that, I think no one else has 3 kills. Nob might get another kill arc, which would be cool, I guess. Night 8. Kuvi destroys his bird science's supplies while he is asleep. Guncat questions his sanity. Ash defeats Rivulet in a fight but spares her life. Saint climbs a tree to rest. Flower quietly hums. Grimber receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Hanny almost falls in void but Screamy catches them. Nubcat receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Artificer throws Spear and Feral but misses and kills Batbox instead. Chris is awoken by nightmares, also Batbox offline. Ghost climbs a tree to rest. Enoch cooks his food before putting his fire out. And Gormont flashbangs Monk and tries to kill them, but Monk escapes. Day 9. Artificer spears Saint in the abdomen. Gormon runs away from Feral. Guncat couldn't see the dropkick but Nub saved him. Scroomy tries to spearfish with a trident. Enoch attacks Rivulet but she manages to escape. Ash hunts for their tributes. Chris asks Flower for food but he doesn't give any. Bird Sign screams out loud. Ghost camouflages himself in the bushes. Grimber scares Hanny with a vulture mask. Kuvi is teasing Wormgrass and Monk discovers a cave. 2 dead. Batbox and Saint, who did not get a psychopath arc this time like they did in the last 2 episodes, I think. 19 minus 2, we now have 17 left. I think I counted correctly. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yes, we have 17 and 4 minutes until I have to finish this video. I'm sure I'll make it out on time. But hopefully Flower can use his amazing entertainment to not make the crowd rant about me being late or whatever. Night 9. Artificer stays awake all night. Kuvi is awoken by nightmares. Flower tries to treat his infection. Screamy lets Hanny into his shelter. Ash receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Gormont cooks his food before putting his fire out. Nubcat spears Bird Science in the abdomen. Chris receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Guncat fends Rivulet, Enoch, and Feral away from his fire. Ooh, we hadn't had this one in a long time. But I'm still not going to read it. Ghost receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Day 10. Kuvi gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Scroomy discovers a cave. Ash travels to higher ground. Flower's grabbed by a pole plant but Hanny managed to save him. Nubcat successfully paid the scavenger bill. Gormont almost falls in void but Guncat catches him. Monk attacks Grimbear but he manages to escape. Feral receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Ghost discovers a river. Rivulet is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Chris discovers a cave. Enoch camouflages himself in the bushes and Artificer questions her sanity. Only 1 dead. Bird Science. That is, I'm pretty sure, it would be cringe if I got this wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the person who made our amazing Slumber Games banner featuring me, Nub, themselves, and Flower, I think. I'm assuming Flower is in it. So we have 16 left. Here it is. Nub with 4 kills. Okay, Nub, you already had your arc last time. You can't just do it again. That's not allowed, okay? Okay. Artificer climbs a tree to rest. Enoch passes out from exhaustion. Let's not. Asher Simon tries to sing himself to sleep. Guncat Let's not again. Monk sees a fire but stays hidden. Flower tends to Hanny's wounds. Chris flashbangs Gormand and tries to kill them, but Gormand escapes. Grimber defeats Kuvi in a fight but spares his life. And Nubcat begs for Ghost to kill him. He refuses, keeping Nubcat alive. Day 11. Ash got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Farrell asks Chris for food, but he doesn't give any. Gunka escaped from Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Hanny throws Spear and Enoch, but misses and kills Gormand instead. That's good. That's the person who killed me. Or the cat. Or the slug cat who killed me. Rivulet questions her sanity. Screamy sprains his ankle while running away from Ghost. Nubcat is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Artificer convinces Flower to not kill her, only to kill him instead. Rest in peace, Flower. Oh yeah, also, I forgot to say it this time. Shout out to Flower. They're the ones who made this whole thing. I'm just commentating. They put a lot of effort into this, so yeah. Monk receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Hoovy successfully paid the scavenger bill, and Grimbear is high on mushrooms. So 2 dead. Gormand and Flower. Shout out to the person on the bottom. Not the one on the top. They can go die. So 16 minus 2, we have 14 people left. And here they are. Nub on 4 kills. I hope they don't get any more. Let's proceed. Night 11. Rivulet fends Kuvi, Monk, and Enoch away from her fire. Ash flashbangs Nub and tries to kill them, but Nubcat escapes. Farrell starts a fire. Guncat stays awake all night. Grimber attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Ghost cries himself to sleep. Hanny catches Chris off guard and kills him. Rest in peace, Chris, guys. Winner of episode 2, in case you don't know. Screaming gets dragged down in deep leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail, and Artificer sleeps in shelter. The feast! The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tributes' families. So if Chris was still alive, he would have had a picture of Scav 4. Actually, they would have had a picture of Scrav 4, the canonical child made by whoever made that one piece of art. Shout out to them too. Kuvi decides not to go. Ash throws a spear into Farrell's head. Rivulet falls into a pit of worm grass and dies. Hanny couldn't see the drop pit, but Ghost saved him. Enoch decides not to go to the feast. Screamy throws spear in Grimber, but misses and kills Nub instead. Good job. No more arc for Nub. Monk decides not to go to the feast. Artificer decides not to go to the feast. And Guncat stuffs a bundle of dry clothing into a backpack before sprinting away. Continue. Day 12. Hanny receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Kuvi tries to spearfish with a trident. Guncat scares Ash off. Artificer searches for firewood. Screamy is pricked by thorns while picking berries. No! Enoch couldn't place grenade gently on floor. Grimber collects fruit from a tree. Okay, 5 dead. Chris, Farrell, Rivulet, L no arc, and Enoch. So I think there was 14. So 14 minus 5 should be 9. I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And so far, the alive person with the most kills is Artificer with 3. So let's go. Oh, wait, no. Night 12. Artificer fends Hanny, Ghost, and Kuvi away from her fire. Ash is awoken by nightmares. Guncat uses a flashbang to distract Grimber and escapes. Monk starts a fire, and Screamy attempts to climb a tree but falls to his death. Rest in peace. Hanny runs away from Grimber. Guncat stabs Ghost while his back is turned. Artificer successfully tamed Hungry Wizard. Kuvi diverts Ash's attention and runs away, and Monk explores the arena. 2 people dead, Screamy and Ghost, which leaves 7. We have Ash, Grimbear, Kuvi, Monk, Hanny, and Artificer Guncat. So only 2 non-player characters, NPCs, and then 5 actual people. Let's see who will win. Imagine Guncat would be a win. That's my OC, by the way. So if my original character would win, that's basically like me winning, which would be really cool since I won Season 1. So then, since this is my OC, this is basically like my child. So my child winning Season 2, wouldn't that just be so cool in the lore? Night 13. Grimber thinks about home. Let's stop doing things with the gun. That's not what the gun is meant for. Monk cooks his food before putting his fire out. Ash almost falls in void, but Artificer catches them, and Hanny passes out from exhaustion. Day 14. Grimber pinged everyone. Kuvi practices aim. Hanny receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Guncat overhears Ash and Monk talking in the distance, and Artificer screams out loud. No deaths. Night 14. Ash scares Monk with a vulture mask. Hanny cooks his food before putting his fire out. Kuvi passes out from exhaustion. Grimber destroys Gunkat's supplies while he is asleep, and Artificer loses sight of where she is. Day 15. Ash picks flowers. Artificer hunts for their tributes. Monk successfully paid the scavenger bill. Hanny successfully paid the scavenger bill. Gunkat attacks Kuvi, but he manages to escape, and Grimber receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. No deaths once again. Asher Simons screams for help. Grimber fends Gunkat, Monk, and Kuvi away from his fire. Hanny dies of dysentery, and Artificer sleeps in shelter. Day 16. Ash successfully tames Hungry Lizard. Grimber makes a wooden spear. Gunkat scares Monk with a vulture mask. Kuvi attempts to climb a tree but falls to his death, and Artificer is high on mushrooms. 2 dead. Hanny and Kuvi, leaving 5 people. Ash, Grimber, Monk, Artificer, and Gunkat. 1 in 5 chance of my OC winning. Artificer stays awake all night. Grimber tends to his wounds. Gunkat quietly hums. Monk almost falls in void, but Ash catches them. Monk pinged everyone. Ash screams out loud. Grimber searches for firewood, and Gunkat was grabbed by Lean Lizard, but Artificer manages to save him. No deaths. Monk flashbangs Grimber and tries to kill them. Grimber couldn't escape. Asher Simon receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor, and Gunkat begs for Artificer to kill him. She refuses, keeping Gunkat alive. Artificer tracks down and kills Monk. Gunkat uses flashbang to distract Asher escape. Grimber and Monk are dead, which that only leaves one actual player, Ash. Artificer, the person with 4 kills, and my original character, who is going to win. If I'm here, this is the part where I'm going to make a poll. Chances are I'm not going to be here, which then I'm not going to make the poll. And if I don't make the poll, that would be very sad, but also I don't care. So here's time for me making the poll. I might not make the poll. Please don't be mad at me. It's late, so I might not be on. Ash, if I don't make a poll, just say in the chat, who do you think should win? Ash, the actual player. Artificer, the person with 4 kills, competing with Nub to have an arc. And then Gunkat, my original character, who would fit in with the lore of me winning the first episode and becoming commentator. Anyways, I think that's enough for me making a poll or not making a poll. Let's continue to the finale of Season 2 of the Slugcat games. Ash flashbangs Gunkat and tries to kill them, but Gunkat escapes. Artificer starts a fire. Actually, you know what? Because it's the finale, I'm even gonna turn the music on because I actually have it off so it doesn't distract me. This isn't exciting. I thought there was gonna be some like exciting classical music in the background, but instead it's like the calmest thing ever. And I bet you guys can't even hear it because I'm bad at volume. Whatever, this can be in the background. Day 19. Ash got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Gunkat camouflages himself in the bushes, and Artificer successfully paid the scavenger bill. Actually, this is annoying. I'm gonna turn this off. Okay. Still no deaths. Night 19. Gunkat cooks his food before putting his fire out. Ash begs for Artificer to kill him. She refuses, keeping Ash alive. Day 20. Gunkat didn't want to get the prize. Did they shoot themselves in the head? And then Ash and Artificer threaten suicide. They survive and win. Gunkat is dead. There's 2 winners! Ash and Artificer both won. The biggest plot twist of all time. Everyone was expecting one person to win. But this whole time, there's actually 2 winners. Ash and Artificer. Artificer got his own arc. We ignore Nub, he died, so it doesn't matter. And Ash. And now it's time to reveal what the prize is. So, because this is Season 2, Batbox has made a new prize, and that is a Gormon skin. But the first winner won't only get the Gormon skin, but will also become the 6th and final owner of the Heavy Spear. So let's get a good job in the chat for Ash for becoming the final victor or owner of the Heavy Spear, and also to Artificer for becoming a secret 2nd victor. I bet nobody was expecting this. Actually, I don't know if Flower was even expecting this since this is our first time using this website. So let's see. Placements. Here are our placements. In last place, we have Virtue. Ooh, we didn't get the glitch thing. Iron, Jolt, Flame, Diana, Noid, Treaty Cat, Tom, Crooks, Nightcat, Vibin, Moonlight, Novus, Fanoff, Carlander, Spearmaster, Dyson, Hero, A Survivor, Engineer, Catfishy, Ostel, A-Monk, Cones, Leamster, Sun, Stuckhead and Hat, Hunter, Barnacle Boy, Bread Enjoyer, Light, Monk, Logan ISL, Not Nice Survivor, This Guy, Mur, Not Nice Monk, Prada, Cern the Dog, Scavbor, Survivor, Batbox, Saint, Bird Signs, Gourmand, Flower, Chris, Pearl, Rivulet, Elno Arc, Enoch, Scroomy, Ghost, Hanny, Kuvi, Grimber, Monk, Guncat, and our winners, Ash and Artificer. I actually didn't know that was going to happen. I don't know if Flower did, or maybe he knew it all along, and this was a secret plot twist. So here's the summary. I don't think there's really a point to reading this. It's basically just all the deaths that happened. You can go quickly read through all of them. Here's what happened in the bloodbath. Day 1, night 1, day 2. All the different deaths that happened. I don't think there's really a point to recapping. And I'm supposed to have released the video 9 months ago. So I think it's better to speed through. Proceed. So here are our placements once again. The order of districts is in last place 20, then 13, then district 2, then district 29, 7, 28, 16, 17, 15, 12, 18, 22, 23, 3, 26, 5, 1, 8, 19, 25, 6, 27, 10, 21, 11, 9, 14, 30, and then both are winners, district 4 and district 24, both ending in 4. And in our kills section, we have the most, we have Artificer, and then we have an irrelevant person right below them. Everyone else got low amounts. This wasn't really a high kill game like last time. So yeah, that's it. See the killed by statistics. Ooh, this is new. So we got to see who got killed by who. So Artificer killed Batbox, Saint, Flower, and Monk, and the irrelevant person killed Carlander, Not Nice, Monk, Survivor, and Bird Signs. Is there anything else? Okay, I think that's all that's new. So yeah. That's season 2 of the Slugcat games, or the Slunger games, or whatever you want to call them. I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, thank you to Flower for making this, and good job Ash for becoming the 6th and final victor or owner of the Heavy Spear. This is Cern the Dog, female commentator of the Slunger games, signing off. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next Slunger games, which is happening, I don't know, whenever Flower decides to. And now time to upload the video before people start being bad at me.